Welcome to Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
And good morning, Keys. It is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The Talk of the Keys, 1 week away from the primary election and the day upon which many of the races will be decided in our county. Also, 1 day away from the start of school. So that's another exciting and momentous occasion. And the end of summer unofficially as well. We're going to say good morning to Emily Schemper. She's Director of Growth Management for Monroe County. Good morning to you, Emily. How are you?
Good morning. I'm well.
Good. So thank you so much for being here. Let's talk about something that you said you've been getting a lot of questions about, a lot of comments as well. That is the fees for contractors and the like. The building department oversees many of those, but you had mentioned that recently, I believe the dais was the one who had asked that that be examined, and there will be a fee study upcoming.
Yes. So where this started is that the state legislature passed a bill this session, House Bill 803, that was really focused on building permits, and it contains a number of provisions regarding building permits. It does have a couple of exemptions. It talks about permit timeline over the years that keeps changing, and shorter and shorter timelines are mandated by the state for reviewing permits. It talks about some private provider options where people can hire a private company to do their inspections by qualified inspectors rather than having the building department do that. That's already been in place for quite a while, but it tweaks the requirements that the building department has to meet for those. And the reason I mention all of those is because it does affect the building department's budget and fees. So when was that? July, at the first budget meeting, the BOCC requested that the building department work on a study of the building department fees. And what is upcoming will be the county hiring a consultant to basically redo the fee schedule for building permit fees. That was last done in 2012 and then adopted in 2014, and we put a whole new system in place. But since that time, a few things have changed. The permitting has gone digital, of course. Mm-hmm. We have an online permitting system now, so that changes the workflow and the workload to some degree. Obviously, staffing has changed a bit, so we want to make sure we're up to date on that and how it relates to fees. And also the use of private providers has changed quite a bit, and the requirements. So those things in combination with these specific requirements in this House bill. So it talked about how you can set your fees for inspections, for example. We need to make sure we're compliant with the bill and that we're up to date and that we're balancing our budget. So we're going to embark on a whole new fee study, and contractors and homeowners will see that change in several months probably.
So Emily, all of these parameters and requirements that are placed upon us by the state, such as shorter timelines for fees, for permits, etc., I would assume then that those do increase the cost to the county when they try to comply.
So yes, some of them do put a larger burden on the county in terms of turnaround time. So regardless of how many permits you have in-house, if you have to review all of them within 3 or 4 days, that's an extreme example. But if you have to review certain permits within a certain number of days, you need to make sure you have the staff on hand to do that. Mm-hmm. But we're also just re-examining the entire structure of it. Our fee schedule is based on a tiered percentage of the value of the work being done for a permit. And one of the things that this state legislation did was say that for inspections, you can't do it that way. So that's an entire restructuring of the inspection half of our fees. So we are doing a comprehensive study of the entire fee schedule in the meantime to just make sure everything is up to speed. We've always met our expenditures versus revenue. We've kept that pretty close and pretty balanced over the years, but this year we're seeing a change in the number of permits, the number of inspections that we're getting paid for, because we do have to give a discount, of course, if people are using a private provider. So we want to make sure everything is balanced and there's no shortfall. The building department pays for itself in general, but obviously if there's a shortfall, the other funds would have to make up for that. And especially with the referendum this fall, potentially changing property taxes. We want to make sure that everything is buttoned up so we don't have to dip into any extra funding, because we're anticipating the potential that funding could be reduced across the board.
Emily Schemper, she's Director of Growth Management, Monroe County. Good morning, Keys. So it's too early to tell, but could we expect an increase in fees being charged at the end of this process?
I would not be surprised if there is an increase. So we'll have to see how it shakes out. We have cut back actually already on some staff when we've had resignations. So we're looking at it from both ends. We're not just trying to continue paying if it's workload that we don't have. So we're trying to balance it on both ends, but I would not be surprised if the fees go up. There are things that we have not included in the fee schedule in the past that we want to make sure we are capturing, things that require work, but we have not necessarily charged a fee for example, development of the whole online permitting system, for example, and maintenance of that. A lot of communities charge a technology fee, a smaller fee in relation to the whole permit, but something that helps you maintain that technology, and we have not charged that in the past, for example.
Emily Schemper, again, she's Director of Growth Management, Monroe County. Good morning, Keys. Emily, you also mentioned that you've seen an increase in the number of permit applications, in recent history. Is there any common cause for that? Can we point to anything that might cause such an increase?
So I apologize, I may have misspoken. We've actually seen a decrease in the number of permits this year. So that's what's putting us on kind of high alert. Okay, are we going to have some sort of shortfall? What we've seen an increase in is the number of permit applicants who choose to use a private company to do their inspections. So when that happens, the building department gives the permittee a discount on their permit fee, of course, because they're paying someone else to do the inspection and the county doesn't have to go do that. We do still have to do some administrative work in the background to make sure all the inspections have been completed by that company, and the building official is still the one who closes out the permit and approves that it's all completed. So that has kind of shifted the balance, and it also makes things unpredictable for the building department, because you can no longer just look at the number of permits you anticipate. You have to try to guess how many will be using the private provider. So we're looking at all of that. We're trying to keep services running at the county in a way where it's good customer service as well. I mean, we always want to provide the best service. We want to make sure everything is reviewed correctly, but we want to make sure the customers are happy as well. So we're trying to balance everything out.
And Emily, I would assume that building permits are somewhat tied to ROGO allocations, that kind of thing. But how about the downstairs enclosures that the state is now going to allow? It's my understanding. Those also require permitting, inspection, et cetera?
Yes, they do require a permit. So if someone wants to make their downstairs enclosure larger now, yes, you can come in, you can get a permit to do that. You do have to sign an agreement, and it's called a non-conversion agreement, that states that you will not convert it to habitable space, because those downstairs enclosures, regardless of size, they're only for storage, building access, like, the stairway up to the upper floor, and parking. So, but you can come in and you do need to get a building permit for that, and it will all be documented so that both the county and the state and FEMA know that it's all being done correctly.
Okay. Emily Schemper, she's Growth Management Director for Monroe County, overseeing several critical county departments now, including artificial reefs, building and permitting, which we've been talking about today, code compliance, planning, and environmental resources. You have a lot on your plate, Emily.
There is a lot going on, especially because it's budget season. I did just want to point out in that House bill, I briefly mentioned there were a couple of permit exemptions that came through. And I did want to clarify, because this has come up elsewhere, and the messaging throughout the state is a little different, because Monroe County in particular has a lot of flood zones. So it's a little different for us. There's an exemption for residential permits for the very small jobs, very low cost types of work, but it's not available in the flood zones, and the A zones or V zones. So as you know, almost the entire county is in a flood zone. So I just wanted to make sure people are aware of that. Don't get yourself into trouble thinking something's exempt if you are in the A zone or the V zone.
I would think the best course of action is to contact your office or contact the county and find out for sure if your case applies or not.
Yes, of course.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Should they reach through the website or the phone number for a department?
Depending on which type of project it is, I would go to the county website and look for either the planning department or the building department.
Mm-hmm.
If you do have a permit that you think is exempt, you need to fill out a form for that. So you need to go to the building department webpage, and there's a form, and there will be a specific permit type in the online permitting system. The state said you have to submit this exemption form.
Mm-hmm.
So you do need to go in and register your exempt work. Otherwise, you may end up with a code case. So go on the building department webpage, find that exemption form. It will walk you through how to do it. And yes, you can call the building department or the planning department. Even if your permit's exempt, it does still have to meet all of the codes, and it has to meet all the planning codes. So setbacks and all of that as well. So even if it's not getting a permit, you do need to know what those codes are and make sure that you're meeting those codes.
Okay, good advice. You can go to Monroe County-FL.gov, go to the Building and Permitting Department or Growth Management or any of the other departments that may apply given your particular situation. Emily Schemper is the Growth Management Director for Monroe County on Good Morning Keys. Well, Emily, thank you for this timely information. We'll be following along to see the progress of the fee study that the diocese has asked for, and again, always trying to keep up with what the state expects of us as well. That alone is a full-time job.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for being here. Unless there's anything else that we should be mentioning at this time, we'll let you get back to a very busy day.
No, that's it. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you, Emily. Thanks for being here. Emily Schemper, Growth Management Director, Monroe County on Good Morning Keys, and another warm one, but you should be able to get some work done inside, outside, wherever it might be. 85 degrees. Remember to comply with your permitting requirements. 92 for your high today, but sunny skies tonight. 85 for your low, slight chance of showers at 10% tomorrow, 92 and sunny. Thursday, 91, 10% chance of rain into the weekend, 30% chance of rain, 92. And Saturday, just a 10% chance of rain, 91. Again, this time tomorrow, school zones will be in effect. School buses will be out in force and in mass. So please make sure that you are prepared and completely alert for the first day of school and ongoing. This is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. We return in a moment.
Good morning, dear. Breakfast almost ready?
In a minute. So did you happen to call someone about spalling repair for the house?
You know what? I knew I forgot something yesterday.
Honey, you know how important spalling repair is, especially here in the Keys. If that spalling damage gets any worse...
Don't worry. I'll call Design Center in Marathon.
When?
Today.
How about now?
Okay, dear. Now.
Design Center, the most efficient spalling contractor in the Keys, providing the fastest results. With over 40 years combined experience in spalling repair and a member of the International Concrete Repair Institute, Design Center can handle the largest jobs to small structures. They also handle quite a number of condominium and county projects. Mention this ad or the program you're listening to and receive 10% off your spalling repair. Visit DesignCenterFL.com or call 305-735-4042. Design Center, 6677 Overseas Highway Marathon. License number CGC 1523838. Remember, mention this ad or the program you're listening to and receive 10% off your spalling repair from Design Center.
This is Ollie North for 4-Star Rentals. 4-Star Rentals is the most complete rental store in the Keys. They can provide rental equipment for every do-it-yourself project from your house to your yard. Bobcats, chippers, chainsaws, and tile saws, you name it, they have it. They also deliver throughout the Keys. That's 4-Star Rentals. Mile marker 4.5 on Stock Island. These guys are really good. That's 4-Star Rentals. Go see them soon.
Check us out. What Colonel Ollie North says is absolutely true. We're locally owned and operated. We offer a fleet of delivery trucks for fast all-in-one delivery. 4-Star Rentals is the oldest tool rental and party store in the Florida Keys. We make it easy to get that job done for that party or very special event. We're located at mile marker 4.5 in Key West, or just call us and we'll come to you. 4-Star Rentals, 294-7171. That's 294-7171. Remember, Colonel Ollie North never lies.
Historic Pepe's Cafe in Key West, founded in 1909, still does things the old way. Diachronic, if you will. How about fresh squeezed juices? Think how good that margarita or Greyhound will taste. Blue Point oysters shuck to order because oysters work better that way. Fresh breads and outstanding specials in an eatery that opened the same year Ole Evinrude invented the first outboard motor. And get a jump on someone's birthday and check out our retail offerings for some great gift ideas. Pepe's Cafe, Old Town Key West, of course.
This is Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
And good morning, Keys. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The talk of the Keys, we're going to shift gears, although it is not unusual this time and this time in the whole process to shift gears back to politics, but to the election in particular. I've been mentioning we have one more week until the primary election happens. Early voting is happening right now, but actually we are honored to have the Honorable Sherry Hody, Supervisor of Elections in Monroe County, on the phone with some updates and some information for us that's timely. And good morning to you, Sherry.
Good morning, Michael, and good morning, Monroe County and our voters. We are so excited. Early voting is going on until this Saturday. Yes, we work the weekends. This Saturday, 8:30 to 5 every day from today to Saturday. And I want to let the voters know early voting is up, but vote by mail is down.
Okay. And what do you mean by that? As far as
okay. So we sent out over 11,000 vote by mail ballots to those that requested, and only 5,700 have come back. Yeah, and that's a lot of money, over $48,000 worth of printing. The paper, the postage went out to everyone, but again, we don't even have half of those back. You can get your vote by mail into us by 7 p.m. on Election Day. If you bring it to us on Election Day, you got to bring it into one of our offices. But I'm really trying to get those vote by mail voters, Michael, to get those ballots back in.
Yeah. So Sherry Hody's with the Supervisor of Elections. So those vote by mail ballots, we would recommend at this point probably hand delivering them during the the hours of 8:30 and 5 p.m. Monday through Saturday. And your new website has been phenomenal with keeping all of us updated. Early voting as of, let's see, what time? Wow, 8:20 it was updated this morning. 2,088 early votes cast, by mail 5,157. But as you said, we'd like to see those percentages increase.
Yep, and they can bring their vote by mail in to the early voting sites. We have 5. They're on the website from 8:30 to 5. But then after that, they have to bring them in up until 7 p.m. on Election Day. They have to be in one of our 3 offices at 7 p.m. on Election Day. So they have a little bit longer to get those vote by mails in. But early voting, that ends on Saturday at 5.
It does. Again, Honorable Sherry Hody's always hard at work. And now in particular, don't imagine you're getting much sleep, nor is that of your staff. We are all hands on deck for early voting going on now. Vote by mail. You should have received a ballot. Many went out. We've got 5,157 back. Again, to emphasize, vote by mail ballots can be hand delivered to supervisor election offices up and down the Keys, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Saturday. But early voting is going on right now. And again, that ends on Saturday as well, right?
Yes. And then after Saturday, you can still get that vote by mail in to our office by 7 p.m. on Election Day.
And then Election Day for the primary, all but,
next
Tuesday, most likely all but one of the elections through the county's election will be decided. It's a big one. That is not only the primary, it will be the deciding day. And that. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're right, Michael. This is like one of our biggest primaries because so many of the races are going to be decided. Yeah. So if you want your voice to be heard and you want to be able to cast your vote we're here.
Yep.
All you have to do is come in.
That's right. And primary election day, polls will be open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then we'll have elections for you after that, election results. Honorable Sherry Hodes calling in with breaking news and updates. We appreciate that so very much, Sherry. We'll be talking to you pretty often over the next few days here, but you can find out more at votemonroeflkeys.gov. Sherry, I believe that covers it for now, unless there's anything else from you.
Nope, that's it. Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you so much for all that you do. We will talk to you very soon.
All right, thanks. And thank you all election workers that have been helping us. Just want to give them a shout out.
Oh, yes. Did you say something about election workers are being, still sought? Is that what you had mentioned earlier?
There's a few that we need, maybe 3 to 4 up in Key Largo, but we're set with everything else. But over 200 election workers are busting their tails to make sure that everybody has that right to vote and that the ballots are cast.
Amazing. Wonderful. Yep. Well, thank you so very much, Sherry. We will talk to you very soon.
All right. Thank you, Michael. Have a great day.
You do the same. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
That is Sherry Hodes, Supervisor of Elections, Monroe County, on Good Morning Keys. We'll return with more Good Morning Keys in just a moment.
Are you frustrated by weight gain even though you constantly diet? Do you have low energy or always feel tired? It could be hormonal imbalance. Hormonal imbalances, especially as we age, can be the cause of depression, weight gain, mood swings, decreased libido, and many other chronic conditions. At Keys Med Spa, we have helped thousands of women and men regain their hormonal balance with BioT, bioidentical hormone optimization therapy, and the results are life-changing. Keys Med Spa BioT hormone therapy is safe, effective, painless, and affordable. And the big difference at Keys Med Spa, this is all overseen by renowned Dr. Peterson, who has had a medical practice in the Keys for over 27 years. Cool sculpting, Botox, skin treatments, BioT hormone therapy, and more. Dr. Peterson and his team are here to help you maintain your youthful glow and vitality. To see if BioT hormone therapy is right for you, call Keys Med Spa today at 305-587-9183.
The Greenhouse. Have you been there yet? We even spell it with 3 E's to help you smile when you say it. That's our goal. We carry the largest selection of hemp-derived THC and CBD products in Monroe County. If you've been taking medication for anxiety, depression, inflammation, lack of sleep, or muscle and joint pain and it's just not working, or you don't like the side effects, we can help. If you're looking to chill, relax, escape, focus, or even break out into euphoric fits of laughter, we can help there too. No medical card is needed. You just have to be 21 or over. Our 3 locations are open 7 days a week from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. In Key West, we're at 431 Front Street, just in front of Mallory Square. In Marathon, you can find us at mile marker 52 at 10875 Overseas Highway. In Key Largo, we're at 99304 Overseas Highway in the middle of the road. Swing on by, share your goals with us, and we'll recommend a product to help you reach them. And we back our recommendations with a 100% money-back guarantee. The Greenhouse. Stop on by and find out what the buzz is all about today.
Visit one of the 12 locations of the Greenhouse, including 9 in the Keys and featuring their newest store at 3128 North Roosevelt, Key West.
Hey, Key West, Danny Hughes here from Two Friends. Really from Two Friends. So Maura and I were sitting at breakfast in the bar listening to live music at 8:30 a.m. on a Tuesday. She's about to enjoy some huevos rancheros and me shrimp and grits with fried oysters. Heart healthy. And Maura says, Dorothy, we're not in Kansas anymore. It was perfect because we didn't move here because Key West is like a lot of other places. We moved here because it isn't like any other place on earth. So meet your friends or make your friends at Two Friends, 512 Front Street in Old Town Key West or twofriends.com.
If it's happening in the Keys, you will hear about it here. This is Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
And Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. Good morning to you. It is time for Medical Matters with Nikki, the nurse practitioner from the Key West Surgical Group Incorporated and Med Spa. Good Tuesday morning to you, Nikki.
Good morning, Michael. How are you?
Doing okay. Thank you. Thanks for being here. You know what? People are going to be glad that they're hearing this because we're going to talk about hemorrhoids.
I know. It's so excited. It's a pain in your bottom.
It is. So we're going to start the topic here this week, and we're going to keep people in suspense by continuing the topic next week as well. But they don't necessarily like to hear about this. Some people don't like to talk about it, but it is hemorrhoids. And why did we pick this topic today?
Because Dr. Smith is doing she's performing a new hemorrhoid treatment called the Hemwell procedure or a Hemwellectomy at Key West Surgical Group. Well, actually, she takes you to the surgery center, but it is a more comfortable way to treat your hemorrhoids. So the pain in the bottom doesn't have to linger.
Well, we like the comfort, especially when it comes to dealing with hemorrhoids. So tell us, what is a hemorrhoid? I guess we all have that tissue.
We do. And I think we've talked about hemorrhoid and hemorrhoid treatments before. It's such a wonderful topic in the morning. Hemorrhoidal cushions are a normal part of our anatomy. We all have them. They contain blood vessels and connective tissue and actually contribute to keeping you continent, meaning they keep you from not losing any stool throughout the day. So hemorrhoids become a problem when they become enlarged, irritated, or they start to prolapse, meaning they start to pop out or move downward. Then we develop what's called hemorrhoidal disease. So we have internal hemorrhoids and external hemorrhoids, and internal hemorrhoids originate inside the rectum, and external hemorrhoids obviously occur around the skin, around the anus. So there's a distinction between the two of them, and then this also matters in what type of treatment you're going to get for your hemorrhoids.
Okay, well, and again, Dr. Smith has been performing surgical procedures and helping people with their medical maladies for many years. Key West Surgical Group incorporated a med spa. They are at 3134 Northside Drive in Key West, 305-294-1041. But that expertise is very important. And again, we want to make a point that there's a new procedure called the Hemwell procedure. So this is important when dealing with hemorrhoids. Let's talk about hemorrhoid symptoms first off.
So most people, the biggest attention grabbing symptom that they had is bright red rectal bleeding. They may see blood on the toilet paper, blood in the toilet, or coating the stool. Other symptoms include itching, irritation, pressure, mucus or drainage, difficulty cleaning after a bowel movement, or tissue protruding from the anus. External hemorrhoids can also become thrombosed. They are really painful. That means a blood clot has formed inside them. And you really need to, if you have that issue, it's best to seek care immediately, because if you wait, you can have them excised to release the pressure. If you wait too long, then you have to wait it out until it resolves on its own.
Okay.
But rectal bleeding isn't always a hemorrhoid, so don't diagnose yourself. This is important because a lot of people see blood and they think, oh, I have hemorrhoids, it's no big deal. Well, yes, hemorrhoids are incredibly common, but they're not the only reason someone has rectal bleeding. We talked about before the different things that can cause rectal bleeding. That is anal fissures, inflammatory bowel disease, diverticular disease, polyps, and colorectal cancer. So if the bleeding is new, persistent, or worsening, and you're having changes in your bowel habits, unexplained weight loss, abdominal pain, or anemia, you need to have a medical evaluation. Make sure your current colorectal screening is up to date.
Yeah, do not try to self-diagnose. That is a tremendous mistake. We have a friend in Pennsylvania who let some bleeding go for 9 months. Had it been treated earlier, it would have been a polyp. Now it's colorectal cancer stage 3. So, and
Yeah.
he's not an older gentleman either. So, yes, all of these are important factors to keep in mind. It is Medical Matters, brought to you by Key West Surgical Group Incorporated and Med Spa with Nikki, the nurse practitioner. Exceptional care close to home, and announcing that Dr. Rhoda Smith, in addition to performing many medical procedures for many years, is now performing the Hemwell procedure or Hemwellectomy. Did I get it right?
Yes, you did. Hemwellectomy. Yay.
How about that? So let's talk about, let's see, rectal bleeding is not always a hemorrhoid. We have covered that. That is a, well, I'm not going to use the word, I was going to say red flag, but let's talk about that being
It is a red flag.
Yeah, it is. It is in many ways. So why do we get hemorrhoids then?
Several things contribute to that. So chronic constipation is a big one. Straining during your bowel movements. Also chronic diarrhea. So people that tend to have issues with both constipation and diarrhea, they're more susceptible to having hemorrhoid disease. Pregnancy, from all the extra pressure and fluid that women carry during pregnancy, it puts pressure in all your vessels, including the hemorrhoids. Aging, just as we age, we're more susceptible to them. Heavy lifting is another thing. You're straining to pick something up, and sitting on the toilet for too long. And yes, your cell phone is part of that problem.
Well, it used to be a newspaper or a magazine.
Now it's social media. You can read the newspaper on your phone.
Yeah.
You're in there for 20 minutes when you only needed to be in there for less than 5.
It says, have your bowel movement and get up.
Yeah. Get up and go.
Indeed. Oh, my. Yes. Hemorrhoids is what we are talking about. Key West Surgical Group Incorporated and Med Spa. Again, Dr. Rhoda Smith taking care of these maladies for many years. Maybe we should get into the treatment for next time, depending if that's a logical break here or if you'd like to get into the first line treatment. I will leave that at your discretion, Nikki.
It's up to you. I mean, the first line treatment doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Okay.
It just means if they're mild, we'll get into, hemorrhoids are graded 1 through 4. So not everybody starts out with a grade 4 hemorrhoid. So usually a lot of times, if you just improve your bowel habits, increase your dietary fiber, drink enough fluids, avoid constipation and straining, and don't sit on the toilet for long periods of time, you will be fine.
Regular physical therapy or activity make that is also important. But again, self-diagnosis, do not do that. To get the professional treatment, professional assessment of Dr. Rhoda Smith and her team at the Key West Surgical Group Incorporated and Med Spa. And it might not need excessive treatment, but if it does, the Hemwell treatment is now available. Dr. Rhoda Smith providing that with her medical expertise as well. And Key West Surgical Group Incorporated and Med Spa, once you get your hemorrhoids assessed and addressed, you can also look better once you're done with that, because you can get into the aesthetic care of Key West Surgical Group Incorporated and Med Spa, starting with a free consultation for that.
That is correct. We have 3 laser treatments and we have the ZERF radio frequency without needles.
Yay.
So it is skin tightening with, it's non-invasive skin tightening. So right now, I think that is our most popular treatment.
Yeah, that's fabulous. I tell you, Dr. Rhoda Smith and you and the entire team, they're blending the advances of modern medicine with classic care, bringing 3 very advanced laser technologies and now microneedling and ZERF. There are so many different options available for aesthetic care. Combinations of all of their attributes can be combined for your individualized care. Starts with that free consultation, 305-294-1041. So taking care of all of your medical needs, and we've talked about it today, from top to bottom, as a matter of fact.
Top to bottom. We'll continue with the bottom next week. We can work from the bottom up.
This is too much fun. All right. Well, you have a great week, Nikki. Thanks so much for being here.
All right.
Talk soon.
We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. It is Key West Surgical Group Incorporated and a Med Spa with Medical Matters. And Nikki, the nurse practitioner, with us this morning. We will talk to her again very soon. This is Keys Talk, 96.9, 102.5. The Talk of the Keys, back in a moment.
Good morning, dear. Breakfast almost ready?
In a minute. So did you happen to call someone about spalling repair for the house?
You know what? I knew I forgot something yesterday.
Honey, you know how important spalling repair is, especially here in the Keys. If that spalling damage gets any worse...
Don't worry. I'll call Design Center in Marathon.
When?
Today.
How about now?
Okay, dear. Now.
Design Center, the most efficient spalling contractor in the Keys, providing the fastest results. With over 40 years combined experience in spalling repair and a member of the International Concrete Repair Institute, Design Center can handle the largest jobs to small structures. They also handle quite a number of condominium and county projects. Mention this ad or the program you're listening to and receive 10% off your spalling repair. Visit DesignCenterFL.com or call 305-735-4042. Design Center, 6677 Overseas Highway Marathon. License number CGC 1523838. Remember, mention this ad or the program you're listening to and receive 10% off your spalling repair from Design Center.
This is Ollie North for 4-Star Rentals. 4-Star Rentals is the most complete rental store in the Keys. They can provide rental equipment for every do-it-yourself project from your house to your yard. Bobcats, chippers, chainsaws, and tile saws, you name it, they have it. They also deliver throughout the Keys. That's 4-Star Rentals. Model marker 4.5 on Stock Island. These guys are really good. That's 4-Star Rentals. Go see them soon.
Check us out. What Colonel Ollie North says is absolutely true. We're locally owned and operated. We offer a fleet of delivery trucks for fast all-in-one delivery. 4-Star Rentals is the oldest tool rental and party store in the Florida Keys. We make it easy to get that job done for that party or very special event. We're located at mile marker 4.5 in Key West, or just call us and we'll come to you. 4-Star Rentals, 294-7171. That's 294-7171. Remember, Colonel Ollie North never lies.
Historic Pepe's Cafe in Key West, founded in 1909, still does things the old way. Diachronic, if you will. How about fresh squeezed juices? Think how good that margarita or greyhound will taste. Blue Point oysters shucked to order because oysters work better that way. Fresh breads and outstanding specials in an eatery that opened the same year Ole Evinrude invented the first outboard motor. And get a jump on someone's birthday and check out our retail offerings for some great gift ideas. Pepe's Cafe, Old Town Key West, of course.
This is Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
And Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The talk of the Keys, the 11th of August. Very busy morning here on Good Morning Keys. We want to welcome in our next guest. It is Lynn Landry, a member of the Marathon City Council. Good morning to you, Lynn. How are you, sir?
Good. I'm doing great, Michael. How are you today?
I am doing well. Thank you so much for being here. So we are in the midst of the election season all around us. Luckily, Marathon is not embroiled in that, other than the countywide races, of course. But we can continue on with Marathon City business. We do have a city council meeting happening tonight.
Yeah, we have a city council meeting tonight. Probably one of the lightest agendas we've had in a while. But there is probably one big discussion we'll be talking about, the city council discussion for the marathon manager position.
Manager, yes, sir.
So a discussion. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. I added it to the agenda before our last two of the three candidates had dropped out. So kind of interesting to see where that's going to go.
Okay, yeah, well, that will happen. There will be some discussion. I don't know if you can or cannot comment, and either way is, of course, totally fine. But the remaining person that's being looked at, the interim manager, is he officially now a candidate to be considered, or has he made himself a candidate?
Well, he had a little later in the week, last week, had sent us an email that he would be willing to be considered and apply for the job as the city manager.
Yes.
However, I'm not sure how that discussion is going to go. I have reservations simply because we put it out there. We had 6 weeks of online to submit applications, and he never really submitted an application. So anyway, we'll discuss it. I'm not sure where it's going to go. I personally would like to see us open it back up. And, because I believe that when we closed it May, they put a closed for the job position on our website. And also, I don't think they had the link open anymore. So technically it was open, but it would have been very difficult to apply. So, and I'm sure we'll discuss that tonight as well.
Yeah. Okay. Well, lighter agenda, but that could take some time. There will be open discussion as to the city manager's position and where we go from here, whether we and it is possible for a vote to come forth, though, to actually hire the interim as a permanent if someone makes that motion.
Well, yeah, I believe that it could absolutely. We have the purview to basically make a decision, and if someone brings a motion forward and it's seconded, we could take a vote on that. I think more so it would be to enter into the negotiations, because I'm sure there's going to be some negotiations if that's the direction that the council moves tonight. And the fact that if this happens, dual office holding is not allowed to our Constitution. So there would have to be some decisions made there. I believe Steve probably could, if this goes this direction, could still be our interim attorney for a period of time. But, I will still argue I like the separation, as our charter puts it, to have a manager and an attorney. The attorney consults us on legal matters as well as the manager. And sometimes when they're together, it's just a little muddled.
Yeah. Again, it's Lynn Landry. He's a Marathon City Council member on Good Morning Keys. Have a council meeting tonight at 5:30 at City Hall. And then again, yes, it would appear that if Steve Williams is hired permanently as the city manager, then we're back to looking for a city attorney. That would make sense. So we're kind of back to square one on that one. So we'll see how the vote, how the discussion at least turns out today as they take up that determination here at the city council meeting. However, speaking of attorneys, we also have attorneys involved with a closed meeting. I believe that's the proper term. We're in the shade regarding the Takings case. The Takings case did go pretty far up the judicial chain, and it came back down not necessarily in Marathon's favor. There's some considerations to be made. That will be discussed tonight in another meeting.
Yeah, we're going to have what's called the shade meeting at 5 o'clock tonight. Our attorney that represented us in the Shands case will be there to give us some information. What I can say is we appealed it to the United States Supreme Court, and they declined to hear it. So now there's further steps that are going to have to be taken moving forward with this case. And I think that's about all I really want to say about it. Since it's a shade meeting tonight, we are recording it. It will be transcribed, and eventually it will all be public record when the case is settled.
And this case could set a precedent for many others to come. So it's pretty consequential.
It is a very big one. It could actually change not only in Marathon, but all up in Florida and probably some places in the United States. If this follows through, it could change a lot of land development regulations.
Yeah. And the city attorney, does he have a role in this as well? Because I know there is outside counsel.
Yeah, we brought in outside counsel. He deals with them directly, and he talks to us about it. And also the outside counsel is actually coming down tonight to meet with us in person to give us more information. So, yeah, Steve is actively involved in this.
That would be an interesting side note if we replaced the city attorney at this point, given the consequence of the Shands case, too. That would be.
Well, yeah, we have a very good city attorney, and it would be a shame to lose him from that position, which is where he really thrives the best.
Okay. Well, again, a number of different topics and very consequential potential decisions being made here today. But again, the city council meeting, 5:30 tonight at the city of Marathon. You can find out more always at ci.marathon.fl.us. So those are a couple of pretty big topics for us this morning, Lynn. Anything else, though, we should mention at this time?
Well, we're going to be awarding our nonprofit grants tonight.
Yes.
We've got all those up. Yeah, we got the applications in. We scored them. It was scored by Brian Shea, and I think that's even on consent. So we'll just approve that. Hopefully, if nobody pulls it off, it'll be on the consent agenda. So that'll be awarded tonight. Mel Montagny will be out tonight talking about FIRM and some of the new laws that are going into place with windstorm and be updating us on all that. So. And Steve will be giving us an update on the deep well for traffic and for funding. We are also still looking for funding for our big project with the deep well there.
Very good. And your public information officer has been very busy. We've been getting a lot of press releases as of late from Chris Seymour. We appreciate his involvement too.
Yeah, that's been a good. I'd like to see a little bit more video from him, but I mean, he's getting all the information out there, doing a good job releasing press releases and getting it out to the media. So that's a good thing. One of the things on the agenda tonight is the ILA from the stewardship funds. There was an agreement signed, or hopefully agreement's going to be signed by all the stakeholders, and it comes on our agenda tonight to approve that. It looks like if it's approved by everybody, we'll get about $2.5 million to go toward the deep well from that agreement from the stewardship funds.
Yeah, indeed. That is very good news. Yeah, I see there will be an update on the city's deep well project on the agenda as well. So very good. Well, you can find out more again at the city's website for the city of Marathon, ci.marathon.fl.us. Lynn Landry with us. He is Marathon City Council member, Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. Well, Lynn, I know you've got a busy day to get to. Unless there's anything else we should mention, we will let you get back to it.
Okay, just one last little tidbit. We did hire a new fire chief from within. Shanna Rogers, a 21-year vet, almost 22-year vet of the department, has been hired as our new fire chief for the city of Marathon. So I just wanted to give her a shout out. I think she's going to do a wonderful job here for the city of Marathon.
Congratulations. And yes, that is more than noteworthy. Thank you for bringing that up. And glad to see that development with the city. Congratulations to Shannon. So thank you, sir, for that mention. And with that, we will let you continue on with your day. Thank you so much, as always, for being here today, Lynn, and for all that you do for our community.
Thank you, Michael. It's been a pleasure. You have a great day as well.
Thank you, sir. Take care. Lynn Landry with us. He is Marathon City Council member, Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The Talk of the Keys. We return in just a moment.
Are you frustrated by weight gain even though you constantly diet? Do you have low energy or always feel tired? It could be hormonal imbalance. Hormonal imbalances, especially as we age, can be the cause of depression, weight gain, mood swings, decreased libido, and many other chronic conditions. At Keys Med Spa, we have helped thousands of women and men regain their hormonal balance with BioT, bioidentical hormone optimization therapy, and the results are life-changing. Keys Med Spa BioT hormone therapy is safe, effective, painless, and affordable. And the big difference at Keys Med Spa, this is all overseen by renowned Dr. Peterson, who has had a medical practice in the Keys for over 27 years. Cool sculpting, Botox, skin treatments, BioT hormone therapy, and more. Dr. Peterson and his team are here to help you maintain your youthful glow and vitality. To see if BioT hormone therapy is right for you, call Keys Med Spa today at 305-587-9183.
The Greenhouse. Have you been there yet? We even spell it with 3 E's to help you smile when you say it. That's our goal. We carry the largest selection of hemp-derived THC and CBD products in Monroe County. If you've been taking medication for anxiety, depression, inflammation, lack of sleep, or muscle and joint pain, and it's just not working, or you don't like the side effects, we can help. If you're looking to chill, relax, escape, focus, or even break out into euphoric fits of laughter, we can help there too. No medical card is needed. You just have to be 21 or over. Our 3 locations are open 7 days a week from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. In Key West, we're at 431 Front Street, just in front of Mallory Square. In Marathon, you can find us at mile marker 52 at 10875 Overseas Highway. In Key Largo, we're at 99304 Overseas Highway in the middle of the road. Swing on by, share your goals with us, and we'll recommend a product to help you reach them. And we back our recommendations with a 100% money-back guarantee. The Greenhouse. Stop on by and find out what the buzz is all about today.
Visit one of the 12 locations of the Greenhouse, including 9 in the Keys and featuring their newest store at 3128 North Roosevelt, Key West.
Hey, Key West, Danny Hughes here from Two Friends. Really from Two Friends. So Maura and I were sitting at breakfast in the bar, listening to live music at 8:30 a.m. on a Tuesday. She's about to enjoy some huevos rancheros and me shrimp and grits with fried oysters. Heart healthy. And Maura says, Dorothy, we're not in Kansas anymore. It was perfect because we didn't move here because Key West is like a lot of other places. We moved here because it isn't like any other place on earth. So meet your friends or make your friends at Two Friends, 512 Front Street in Old Town Key West, or twofriends.com.
If it's happening in the Keys, you will hear about it here. This is Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
And good morning, Keys. It is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. And good morning to you. As mentioned, we have one more week until the primary election, 2026. And we had Sherry Hodes on the air just a little while ago, Supervisor of Elections, making the call for people to return those mail-in ballots. Early voting has been occurring. Up-to-date update is 2,093 votes cast as well. And we're going to say good morning to Alex Osborne. He is running for Mosquito Control Board, District 2, that is. Good morning to you, Alex.
Good morning, Michael.
Yes, thanks so much for being here. So we are
Thank you.
Almost in the home stretch here. It's been a busy campaign season. You have been out and about everywhere, getting to meet a lot of people, answering a lot of questions, and you wanted to have some statements here today. So you have the floor, sir. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I'll get right to it. I wanted to apologize to the staff of the Mosquito Control for being dragged into this campaign. I've heard recently that I made some misleading statements about certain policies that have been used by the Mosquito Control. The misleading statements had to do with how the pesticides that the Mosquito Control uses kill bees and consequently dragonflies. I just wanted to point out that this statement was made by my opponent during one of our forums at Tennessee Williams. In fact, it wasn't even a part of my campaign until that point. But then I did some more digging on it, and we went ahead and used it to make, commercials and some ads from my Facebook page. I think the staff of the Mosquito Control does an excellent job. I think that the executive director, Ms. Leal, she has been exemplary in her work since taking over. She's been at the mosquito control her entire career. I have nothing bad to say about them. I have questions about policy items that I would like to change if I'm elected. But that's it. I don't have anything against the mosquito control itself. On this point, we use pesticides to kill mosquitoes, right? So I did a little bit more research on NALED, which is the main pesticide that we're using these days. As you know, mosquitoes are becoming resistant to a lot of the chemicals we've used in the past, so we're having to rotate and use different chemicals to treat or to control them. What's interesting about NALED, I always had a question about this because we have to adhere to very strict guidelines if we're going to use it. If the wind's blowing too hard, you can't use the NALED. Certain conditions have to be right in the atmosphere. That's because NALED is harmful to marine life. It's toxic to marine life, which is like a major point to me. And I understand they're, responsible in the way that they administer it, but we really need to be careful with this pesticide that we use. I also want to point out that the helicopters that are out spraying and broadcasting, it's not just pesticide that they spray. They are spraying larvicide, which is a bacteria-based larvicide. BTI is the bacteria. And they also broadcast a small granule that has BTI on it. So, the helicopters are not always spraying pesticide, but the pesticide is very harmful to the environment. That concludes that point.
Well, yes, sir. Thank you. Again, we are speaking with Alex Osborne. He is running for Mosquito Control Board on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. And you did want to clarify some points, which you are doing here this morning. You still do stand on the platform of looking to eradicate mosquitoes, if I'm not mistaken, enforce term limits, promote interagency coordination, and opposing GMO experiments.
The next point I'd like to talk about, GMO mosquitoes.
Yes, sir.
I feel like there's a lot of gray area here with GMO mosquitoes. And lately we hear the statement, I follow the science, right? Well, I follow the facts. And here's some facts. And, this information is taken from articles that I've read, trying to educate myself on the topic. These are not hit pieces on any part of this idea that I've kind of put together, but here it is. In 2019, GMO mosquitoes were used. They did a similar experiment to what they did here in the Keys in Brazil. They released the GMO mosquitoes. They went out. They got their test results that they expected, and then they moved on. If you look further down the timeline, in 2025, Brazil has made a major investment in the Wolbachia mosquito project. They built facilities, they trained staff, they are breeding mosquitoes as quickly as they can with the Wolbachia bacteria. This is something that I support use here, which is actually on our strategic plan in addition to the GMO mosquitoes. Back to the Wolbachia mosquitoes, we've been told that it's very expensive to use this technology here, up to $1,500 an acre. Somehow in Brazil, they figured out how to use it effectively. I certainly think that we need to be talking with them and trying to utilize that technology here in the Keys. What I've read about this project in Brazil, the staff is happy. They're out there breeding mosquitoes. They call them their babies. In fact, they've made a nickname for them. They call them Wolbitos, which is Wolbachia mosquitoes. So they're actively breeding these Wolbitos and releasing them, and they're having great results. In a 10-year period overall, they've dropped Zika and chikungunya 96 to 99% using these Wolbachia mosquitoes. In addition, dengue is down 90%. These are things that cannot be ignored. This is a great technology, and it does not require genetic modification. I fully support it. So.
Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you. Alex Osborne for Mosquito Control Board, District 2, a 40-plus year resident of the Lower Keys, graduate of the University of Miami School of Architecture, husband, father of 2 boys, running for Mosquito Control Board District 2. So thank you very much for the clarification and bringing forth some further points in your platform. What else should we be discussing, though, at this time from your perspective, sir?
Get out and vote.
Yes.
We are at that time. It's time to get out there and vote. Vote for me, vote for my opponent. Just get out and vote. Be part of democracy, and that's voting is a major part of that.
Yes. Well, you're very gracious in saying so. Thank you for that. Alex Osborne for Mosquito.com. That's the digit number 4. Alex Osborne for Mosquito.com is where you do learn more. And hopefully you'll get a chance to meet Alex in person if you've not done so already. So, Alex, thank you so much for being here, unless there's anything else that we do need to mention at this time. But again, thanks for encouraging the vote. Thanks for your clarification here today, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you having me on the show.
Absolutely. As always. Take care, sir.
You too.
Bye now. It's Alex Osborne again. He is running for Mosquito Control Board District 2. As mentioned, the day 2 vote is rapidly upon us. 1 week from today is the primary voting, and that will decide the District 2 race for Mosquito Control Board. You can participate in early voting now through Saturday, as Sherry Hody, Supervisor of Elections, stated earlier in the hour. 2,093 votes cast as of 8:50 today. I'm not sure how she does that. She is providing updates continually. It's amazing. But at 8:50:02 was your last update there, and had 2,093 early voting respondents so far. By mail, 5,161. However, we have eligible voters to the tune of 54,625 in the county. So as she mentioned, we've got a ways to go to have a respectable participation in this election, which is very consequential. This time around, it's always important to vote, but a lot of races are being decided as of Tuesday. Please do participate. This is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. We are on our way to 92 degrees and mostly sunny skies for today. We'll keep you updated on the weather around the clock. We'll also keep you updated on breaking news as soon as it happens. And we present that to you as soon as it's available, as well as updates on your local, state, and national news at least every half hour. And a lot of interesting and engaging commentary coming your way throughout the day. Glenn Beck is coming up here shortly, followed by Clay and Buck at noon. Sean Hannity at 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, Florida's Voice with Drew Steele, 6 o'clock, the great one, Mark Levin, 9 o'clock, Jesse Kelly, Coast to Coast AM overnight. It's all here on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. Thank you for listening.